All right, we got another release here. I'm going to talk to you guys all about it. Today it's going to be one that I just received. It's from Gucci line, the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 collection. This is 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Absolu de Parfum. Not to be confused with the Elixir Parfum from last year or the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Absolu from years ago. I know it's getting out of hand. They're getting crazy with these releases and flankers. I get confused myself. But today it's all about the new 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Absolu de Parfum. Stick around. Full thoughts coming right up. Welcome back to another video. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 here. If you do love to make a great and lasting impression, smelling good is a great way to do it. You already know you're at the right place. Today we're going to talk about one that I just got in the mail. By the way, this here, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a brand new release that is getting quite a bit of limelight. People are saying this is really good, one of the best Gucci fragrance releases over the years for a while. So I'm very curious to check this one out. To be quite honest with you, my favorite Gucci fragrance of all time, no doubt about it, no two ways about it, no second guessing. The Gucci Envy from back in 1998, if I'm not mistaken. That was my favorite Gucci fragrance of all time. And it's been a while since Gucci has put out something that really captivated me. So let's take this one for a test drive. Just first things first, of course, pick this up at Macy's. It's going to be available, of course, at all points of sales. Any place out there that sells Gucci fragrances should have this by now. It's starting to populate. And I think the official release of this fragrance is actually the month of August. So by the time you're watching this video, it should be readily available for you to, number one, try it at stores or pick up a bottle yourself, if you will. These do not come cheap. I think they only come in one size, the 60 ml, 2 ounces. Usually with these elixirs and Absolu de Parfum kind of fragrances, they do one size only, and they're pretty much the most expensive from those collections, from those, signature lines of those brands. So 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Absolu de Parfum, 2 ounces, 60 ml, $195. With tax, it's going to be over $200. So some of these designers nowadays are actually harping into niche territory. So it's up to you to make the decision. You want to go designer still, or you want to go niche. Sometimes, designers are kind of hard to swallow because, these price points don't really warrant what they're giving us. But let's see what this one is all about. Let me crack this open. Looking at the presentation here, the one from last year, the Elixir, of course, the same kind of a bottle motif and box. And the one from last year was more of like a lime green, lighter green with the gold appointments. This one here, a little darker, almost mossy kind of a green with also gold that are almost bronze appointments. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Absolu de Parfum pour homme. This is going to be, again, 60 ml, 2 ounces. Details below, batch code also at the bottom of the box. When you crack open the box, the bottle is beautiful. And this one, actually, I like this one better than the other one. As I said, the other one is going to be more of a lime green. This one is darker from lighter, gradient black to a mossy green. Really beautiful appointments. Let's take it for that. I mean, the actual, from the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 line, they all have this really, not cheap, but, very minimalist kind of a metal cap that just clicks into place. You can actually hold the bottle from the top. It's not going to fall. But I think it's time for them to upgrade to a magnetic cap. But again, you've seen them all. It's the same kind of a cap. The sprayers are actually pretty good with Gucci. I'm going to also get my hand here so we can see what kind of development transition. You guys know the drill. And okay, the opening here is really nice. It's going to have that green camphorous. To be honest, the Elixir from last year, to me, after wearing it for so many times, it's very similar to Reflection Man from 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, also boring elements from Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male, the original. That one has a more camphorous, spicier. I'm talking about the Elixir from last year from Gucci. I did enjoy that one a lot, but to me, it was a little harsh, opening, and it developed, and it was actually nice. It got creamier. This one here opens up creamy in the account of the beautiful boozy note that it has. It has a rum note. I believe there's a neroli, orange blossom type of a vibe here, some spicy notes. It is quite nice. If you enjoy fragrances from the Stronger With You collection that has that nutty, creamy, almost honey-like facet, you're going to enjoy this one here in the opening. However, this is going to be a little bit more mature. I believe there's a lavender here. There's this camphorous green, almost harsh, spicy note. On your hands, it's actually creamier and smoother, but on the blotter here, you get stuck a little longer with that camphorous, harsh, spicy note up top. But it's boozy, it's screamy, it's spicy, and it's definitely woody. I think it's a step up from the Elixir from last year. I like this one a lot. I can see this perhaps making my top fall this year or even winter, one of the two, but it is very nice. I have to, of course, wear more to see what kind of development I get, what kind of transition, but what we're gonna do is what we do here every time with this video. By the way, when you look at the note breakdown between this one and the Elixir from last year, the Elixir from last year had a lot more notes. You had, a pimento seed note. You had a lot of orange blossom on that one, some iris, osmanthus, vanilla, ambroxan, benzoin, and patchouli. And again, the elixir from last year, to me, it smelled very similar to a more camphorous, spicier Reflection Man. It had a lot of elements from Reflection that reminded me of Reflection. And of course, I love Reflection Man, so that will always lose in comparison to Reflection, in my opinion, okay? And that was a 𝗏𝗏𝗏 perfumer. With this one here, it's a funny thing here. On the blotter, if you're familiar with 𝗏𝗏 or 𝗏𝗏 Men, you're gonna have a little bit of that vanilla, cinnamon, spicy kind of a vibe that you get with 𝗏𝗏. There is some inflections here that could be a little bit of Reflection Man-ish, but not as much as Elixir, not as much as the one from last year, but also present here. But this one here, a lot creamier, and definitely the boozy note here becomes the star player, which I love boozy scent. So to me, it's definitely a step up. And again, not as similar to Reflection Man, which to me is a plus. Doesn't really tell me the nose, the perfumer from this one, but I'm thinking it's going to be 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 as well. And looking at the notes, it only gives you 3 notes. Besides the rum, you have a pimento note and also the orange blossom. I see a lot of designers these days really emphasizing on the orange blossom note, especially with the inception of Yves Saint Laurent's Myself collection. It really drives that home, that orange blossom note. And I see a lot of designers following suit with that creamy orange blossom. There's a lot more notes in than those 2 that they're giving you. I'm also getting a sandalwood that's creamy, it's starting to come to play. So here's what we're gonna do, what we do every time with these videos. I'm gonna pause it, see how it's actually quite concentrated. It is a nice parfum concentration. So let's pause the video right now. For me, it's gonna be a few minutes. For you, it's gonna be a split second, and I'm gonna come right back and tell you guys if there's development, transitions, anything else happening here with the new Gucci Guilty Absolu de Parfum. Stick around, I'll be right back. All right, the more I wore this fragrance, this one here is definitely, even though it's not only, I mean, it could have been Elixir Absolu de Parfum, but it's not an Elixir flanker per se, but it does share quite a bit of similarities with that fragrance. The florals, the camphorous note. Also, if you guys remember, there's a Jean-Paul Gaultier fragrance discontinued many years ago called Fleur de Mal, which is a white Jean-Paul Gaultier bottle. I'll pop it on the screen here, long discontinued. This one also has the bitterness and the floral aspects that that fragrance has. And I also found the same kind of a profile with the elixir from last year of this collection, of the Gucci Guilty elixir. Really nice one here, guys. Because of the boozy aspect, I think this one really took it up a few notches for my personal taste. I think the one from last year leaned a little bit too floral, and there was something astringent and sharp with that fragrance that really didn't agree with my body chemistry. This one here on screen, this one here on skin gets quite creamier. There isn't a sandalwood note mentioned here, but I do get that. There's some slightly earthiness and smoky facets that are a little bit vetiver-like on my skin. I do enjoy this one a lot. Does it warrant the $195 price point? I'm not sure, guys. You really have to take this on skin, and I'd say, you know what, get a decant, go to perfume.com, get yourself a decant, use my code MAX15. Wear on skin, make sure you love it before you get a bottle, because it is gonna be $200 plus unless you get it at discounters, which at this point, I don't see it at discounters at all. It literally just dropped. So you're gonna have to wait a little bit, but I'm sure it'll be at discounters, your favorite discounters. Mine, of course, fragflax.com is my go-to. You can pick it up there, you can try a decant. And again, wear on skin. I think you really have to wear this on skin. I think seasons for this one, guys, 100% fall, winter, cooler weather. And I think you can get away with this one in early spring. Hot seasons, it's a no-no for me. It's gonna be very cloying, very camphorous, very powerful, almost pungent. I mean, it is a powerful scent. I'll give it that. It took over the whole room. I think longevity, projection, sillage are going to be amazing with this one. I'm thinking 10 plus hours. If you spray your clothes, it'll be there the next day. It's one of those, very heavily concentrated. It's using very heavy notes. Again, it's only talking about 3 notes. There's a lot more going on here. You know, ombre fix. There's definitely fixatives here to make this fragrance long lasting, as we come to expect with a lot of fragrances these days. I'm even getting a little bit of a tonka feel here, the nutty tonka that you get with Stronger With You that I talked about, almost honey-like. Definitely present here and very present on skin. So if you like those sweeter, powerful, long-lasting resinous type scents, you're really gonna enjoy this one, especially for the cooler days of the year. Occasions, you know, I would say dressier situations, date scents, you're really gonna shine with this one. And evening wear, I think, are the best times to rock this fragrance. You can potentially wear this as a signature scent if you don't overspray. If you're gonna be indoors, close to people, go easy on the trigger, because again, it is on a sweeter side. It is in a more powerful end of the spectrum. So be mindful of your sprayers here if you're gonna wear this on the daily. Final thoughts, guys. This is a decent release, really good. I'm not gonna say great, phenomenal, because it is borrowing elements from a lot of things that you'll know, especially if you've been smelling a lot of fragrance over the years. It's not groundbreaking or trendsetter by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a good flanker. It is a good fragrance. It smells really, really good. Again, I don't know who the nose is, but whoever put this together did a great job, and I definitely think it's a step up from last year. I liked 𝗥𝗏𝗄. I like this one even more because of the account of that boozy rum note that's really present here from beginning to end. You already know I love leathers, I love boozy scents, I love tobacco scents, vetiver-based scents. This one here checks a lot of boxes for me, and it's going to be one that I'm most definitely going to be rocking as the weather gets cooler now. Again, evening wear, dress situations, and you might even find this, you know, picking its head through my top fall or winter of 2025 into 2026. Guys, those are my thoughts on a new Gucci Guilty Absolu de Parfum. Let me know your thoughts below. And by the way, a lady could wear this too, because of those florals and rum sweet inflections and tonka beans and vanilla-like amber fix. I think a lady could also get away wearing this fragrance. Guys, thank you so much for your support. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Please hit that like button. It means the world to me. And of course, hit that bell. I'm your guy, keeping you in the know all things fragrance. Enjoy the codes, details, everything links linked below to make your life easier. And of course, I will catch you right here with the next video very soon. Take care, smell great. See you next time.